Okay, so we did pollution in the Australian wildfires, and it's me, which is I'm JC, Riley, Molly, Kaylee, and Nicole. So between 2019 and 2020, Australia had its first major bushfire that impacted the continent in many different ways. It started in the beginning of June 2019, got out of control in September of 2019, and continued until March of 2020. This is relevant to what we are learning in class because many of the animals are affected by this since it has caused many of the forests to burn, which is their habitat. Pollution roaming in the air and burning fires causes trees, plants, humans, and animals to be affected and can possibly die, which makes ecosystems die out. So here's a picture that I found of Australia and all the wildfires that were located in specific areas. The darker dots represent the wildfires that did the most damage to the specific areas that it was in. The orange dots represent the wildfires that were not as detrimental as the darker ones but did damage, and then the yellow dots symbolize the wildfires that were the least amount but still did damage.
So I did the assessment, and the major wildfires started even at the early June of 2019, which wasn't expected, and multiple ecosystems were burnt down from the time they started to the time when they were starting to wear down. The ecosystems were a crucial part of the environment due to it being in forest, and the forest is full of animals and one big food web. So the animals haven't gotten back to the abundance they were at before the wildfire started, which is negatively affecting their species and the species around them. This is relevant to high school students because if that were to happen here, we wouldn't have the abundance of animals we all love and cherish today. In my slide, we were talking about how the ecosystems were affected by the wildfires and the animals inside of those ecosystems were affected by the wildfires. As you can see here, we're going to be talking about koalas because they were one of the most populated animals inside of the forest there in Australia. And as you can see, the population went down by 3% in South Australia, 53% in Queensland, 26% in New South Wales, and 14% in Victoria. The overall population decline was 24%, and that's a lot because it's a quarter of their population.
In studying about the Australian wildfires, I would like to see more scientists look into seeing if allowing a large vegetation-free area around properties would help prevent the spread of wildfires. With that being said, a fire may start, but is less likely to spread. Open vegetation-free areas reduce the chances of spreading because the fire has nothing to burn on but manicured grass and plants, making it hard for the fire to survive and increasing the chances of survival for animals and plants in the nearby habitats.